former NFL chaplain Jim Grassi has seen firsthand that when everything is on the line, great men turn to strength and faith, whether it's in football or in life. And Jim shows how to incorporate faith and endurance on a daily basis in his new book, Guts, Grace, and Glory. He joins me now via Skype from Post Falls, Idaho. Welcome.
Welcome to you, Lauren. It's sure nice hearing you.
You know, you were a chaplain for both the Oakland Raiders and the San Francisco 49ers. A lot of people don't even know that NFL teams have chaplains. I think they all do practically. How did you get involved with that?
Well, I served in the capacity of chaplain with the 49ers for a year and the Raiders 6 years. And basically, I was asked by Steve Mariucci to come over with the 49ers and Brent Jones, and then with Steve Wisniewski and some of the players there to come over, and had the opportunity to just share with them. We're all working on our character. There's not one of us that's perfect. We're all being chipped away, and those things that aren't so good that hang on to us like barnacles, we're kind of trying to chip those off. So we share with the players what it means to have great character.
Now, you know, we know of players like Tim Tebow who are very, very religious. But in general, how important is faith to football players or athletes in general?
Well, that's a great question. And I would say that, for instance, on most NFL teams, you'll have, about a third of the players and coaches that will come to chapel on any given Saturday or Sunday whenever they do their chapel. But, you know, it's very important. It's interesting to me as I've been around the NFL for almost 20 years to see the number of players that their tenure with the league is longer, the more they're grounded in their faith and in building good character. And oftentimes those people that last the longest are good family guys. They're not out partying. They're not out getting in trouble.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to do a story on the NFL chaplains last Super Bowl or a couple of Super Bowls ago. And, you know, one of the things that one of the chaplains said to me is that a lot of times players won't come to them until they get hurt, until their career's on the line. You know, in general, you know, when do players actually seek your help?
Well, that's really kind of a chemistry that is with the team, and it starts with the coaches. If they're being transparent and encouraging the players to get involved with chaplains, that's a big deal there. But as Roger Goodall and Pete Rozelle before him said, there's a crisis of character in the NFL today, and they're looking for any help they can get. Some of my friends said, wait a minute, you're a character coach with the Oakland Raiders? Isn't that an oxymoron? And, and you know, there are some good men there that want to strive and to move forward in a positive direction with their character. Unfortunately, there are those that have really mucked up the waters of late. I mean, we are counting now about 35 or 36 players since the last Super Bowl who have been arrested, and that includes 2 executives in the NFL.
Well, that's the thing. They seem to be kind of scandal-plagued these days. You've got Aaron Hernandez charged with, who's accused of murder. There's A-Rod, who's got the drug issues he's facing. Hosts of athletes have just the run-of-the-mill baby mama dramas out there, which really don't rise to the level of criminal activity. But it's certainly, you know, not the best issues to be having out there morally and ethically. In general, I mean, it sounds like there's a faith crisis or a character crisis in pro athletics.
There is, and it's in part because there's a lifestyle change going from college to the pro setting. The NFL, I can speak to them because I don't know about baseball, but they have really worked hard in working with the rookies and helping them understand the kind of temptations and the kind of choices and decisions they'll be making. Nick Saban of Alabama said, we try to help the kids set a moral compass, but we're not always driving the boat. And, you know, that's true. These kids have to learn to say no and to think through situations. You know, it's really interesting, Lauren, that they practice all the time on scenarios, what ifs, and yet we don't talk to the players often or have as much opportunity to do that of the what ifs of life. You know, what if a gal approaches you? What if someone comes and says, hey, you've got all this money now, buy me a house, I'm your relative. What if? And if the athlete gets himself in a situation at a party or in a number of ways, and then he's forced to make a decision, oftentimes he'll make the wrong decision because he hasn't thought it through. And so that's one of the things that chaplains try to do. You know, we remind people a good name is to be more desired than great wealth. And
good advice for life. Good advice for life.
Yep.
I want to thank you so much, Dr. Jim Grassi. The book is called Guts, Grace, and Glory. I want to thank you so much for being on A Spirited Debate today. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, and God bless you.
God bless you, too.